It's only been 35 days since we won a bowl game here at North Texas. A lot has happened since then. We've been working like crazy to continue to add to this success that we've built in North Texas, and I think we accomplished that with the class that we signed today. There's 19 in this class, but the class really extends to 23, and I'll just explain that for a second. We had 4 guys in our program that we felt like either at the end of last spring or the end of camp going into August that even though they hadn't been here 2 years in the program, they deserve to be on scholarship. Well, if you haven't been in any program for 2 years, it has to come out of one of your initial scholarships. So part of this class, which is an initial scholarship, is Caden Kirby, starting center, 13 starts, first team all-conference freshman team. Pretty good decision to put him on scholarship. Blake Mossick, first team all-conference, all-freshman team, started 13 games as a punter. Pretty good decision to use one of those initials out of this class and put him on scholarship to help us win 9 games and win a bowl game. Kenny Byers, not a bad decision to put him on scholarship. Honorable mention all-conference as a sophomore. One of the most improved players on our team, had no chance to be 8th in the country as a scoring defense if we don't have Kenny Byers came on the way that he did this year. So that's another one that comes out of this class of initials. And then Skip Caldwell made a real contribution at wide receiver, and that had to come out of our initial scholarship. So without getting too complex with the whole thing, part of this class that we announced today, our guys that have already been here, made a major contribution and had to come out of our group of initial scholarships. Spring ball begins March 4th. It's a Tuesday. Won't be long. 4 weeks from yesterday. The neat thing is, as Frank Winter will tell you, there's nobody that really looks like they're in bad shape because they didn't sit around the holidays stuffing their face and watching football. We were in bowl practices, bowl preparation, achieving a bowl victory. So there wasn't much of a break, obviously, when you do that, and that's exactly what we want. So winter workouts are going really good, and we'll begin March 4th. We're going to go on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays this year, extend spring ball a little bit longer, over a long period of time, same amount of practices, same amount of meetings, same amount of walkthroughs, but over a longer period of time, and we felt like it would help us in our development of our football team. All the practices will be open. We got a lot of work to do. It's pretty neat when a schedule comes out and 5 of your 12 opponents are from the state of Texas, SMU, the 3 teams in our conference. And you talk about in-state rivals and great for the fans, great for the universities, tremendous for us. Those are all really, really good things. So it's an exciting time. Felt like we really addressed our needs with this class. 10 of these guys were in our summer camps last summer, so we got real up-close and in-person evaluations of these guys. The majority, all of them, have been committed to us for a long time, which means loyalty, which means commitment, which means dedication from us to them and their families, and from them to us over a long period of time, and that's sure meaningful to me and my coaches at North Texas. So open it up for questions, guys, and then obviously when I get done, you're sure going to have access to my coaches and players that are here. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, Brett, you look at the receivers that we lost. We signed 4 of them. Really speed and athleticism and playmaking ability there. And you take out Darnell and you take out Chance and you take out Rico and those seniors that did so much for us. You better address those needs. 2 of those young men, as you know, were on Carthage High School. They won a state championship. They were dominant all season long. They didn't just show up once in a while. They were big playmakers all season, and they did that in the state championship game. Love seeing that. Fonzel was a receiver that we felt like was one of the best kids that we had seen in our camp and around the state of Texas. We feel very, very fortunate to sign him. And then when we went all the way up to Oklahoma to get Jalen, we just felt like he's a heck of a football player and a heck of a wide receiver, and will add to our offense. Defensively, you got to be able to run if you're going to play for North Texas on defense. You've got to have speed. And if you give up a little bit of height, which we did with the 2 linebackers that are coming in, high school guys, we didn't give up height really with AJ and Anthony. Those are big physical linebackers now. The other 2 are maybe not quite as tall as some of them that you recruit, but they can fly. When they run 100s and 200s in track for their track teams, that tells you they can run. And a lot of false information gets tossed around. These are guys that can really, really run at linebacker, which means you can play in space, you can cover receivers, you're not a liability in the pass game, and they will both come light up your world when they come to tackle you too. So speed, athleticism, it helped among many of the things that we did to turn this program around. You got to have some cats that can fly and can run, and I think we've addressed that and done a good job of that with this class.
Do you think Because you lost a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. Do you think this recruiting class can help you replenish a lot of the starters you've lost and help contribute this year?
Yeah, you sure hope so. And what I like to do is, and I think all my coaches agree 1,000% with me, we don't talk about redshirting anyone. We're going to give every one of these guys the opportunity from the moment they get here, whether it's these guys that got here in January, the guys that will come in here July 7th when they report for Summer B and start working out and going to class this summer. Get you ready, those 29 practices in August, to play in the Texas game. If you're ready, fantastic. If you're not, you'll know it and we'll know it. But we're going to get you ready. There are no preconceived depth charts. Last year was a phenomenal year. Great. Let's build on it. Let's improve on it. Let's see if we can do some of those same things again in 2014. But we'll get all those guys ready to go. And if they're not ready, they'll know it as faster than we will, that they're not ready to go help us win on game day. There's a difference between getting ready to play and getting ready to win. And that's our decisions that we have to make and our evaluations. Can they help us win? Can they get on a bus and go to Austin, Texas and help us win a game? Or are they just going to be out here and out of place and they're not ready and they need more time to mature emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever it might be? So, but I like these guys. I like this group on defense. TJ and Tillman up front are just physical, relentless guys. Tillman's a guy that had committed to Texas State a long time ago, months ago. I told Mike Kanellis, and we got together on it and said, we're not about to give up on this kid. He was one of my all-time favorites in the 1,200 guys that were in our camps last summer. I watched him firsthand, even with the pads off, just shorts. He was one of the most impressive guys that I saw in all of our summer camps. So let's just see if we can hang in there and see if he'll take calls and still listen to us, which he did. Mike was really persistent. There wasn't a week went by that Mike Kanellis and I didn't get on the phone with Tillman within the rules. And in the end, he came and visited. In the end, he wants to be part of the Mean Green experience and be part of our Mean Green family. So really excited about him. He's a heck of a football player. And he, like all those guys, to answer your question, we're going to give them all a chance to be ready this year. If they are, God bless them. If they're not, we're not mad at you. We'll get you ready for the next season. Yes, T. Goree. Yeah, playmaker. I mean, he is really and he and O are different looking guys, but they're both Big O is he's all of 6'4" at least, whatever we list him as. I mean, he's an impressive looking young man. Got to get him in the weight room more, but he's got reach, he's got stretch, he can go up, he'll compete for the ball. And then T. Goree is just one of those guys that he's made a lot of really good defensive backs, and Division I defensive backs look silly in high school football in the state of Texas. And that's a good thing for the Mean Green offense and Mean Green wide receiver position, because he's made some cats look silly out there on game day in the open field, catching the ball, getting open, things that he can do after he catches the ball. So we don't get too carried away with he's ready to go and he's going to start and he'll count him in. But what you can do is you look at the best high school football in America right here in the state of Texas, and you watch those guys against other real good high school players. And if they're excelling and doing really well in the state of Texas, where they're coached so well and there's so much talent, boy, does that make our job easier when they get here.
Obviously, the excitement here at North Texas grew over the course of the season. Did you see that also in the response that you were getting from the recruits as the season progressed?
We did, Joe, and there's so many things. What do you sell? What do you recruit to? Here's what you sell. First of all, we set all the academic records, reset all the records since they've been keeping records here at North Texas. It begins with that, the academic commitment and the academic excellence and the academic performance. So that's a great start, and mom and dads really like to hear that, and so do high school coaches and prospects. We've reset the attendance records, and we're not where we want to be, and I'm hoping that the first game of the year at home this year in Apogee, September 6th against SMU, we can pack the house for the first time since I took the job. I'm talking about no empty seats. When you can take almost 40,000 to the Cotton Bowl on January 1, and 98% of that crowd was North Texas, why can't we fill 31,000-seat Apogee Stadium? I think we can, and I believe we will. But the attendance is still, we've reset all the records since we got here, so that's positive. The national rankings that we achieved this year is a testament to the system and to the players and to the coaches, which we have here right now. And you look at it on offense and defense and special teams, it's impressive. So we PowerPoint it and we put it in their homes and we talk to them about it. We talk to their high school coaches. That stuff is all so good. So academically and attendance and the style of football is all really important. Got to win. We won 9. Had a shot at 10 or 11 wins. Go to bowl games. We went to a bowl game. Win bowl games. Got to win bowl games. Get on television. 11 of our 13 games are on television. You get exposure. I was talking to the mayor of Denton today, who had a proclamation last night just on our accomplishment as a football program and family this year. And Rick Villarreal represented our program last night there. And you're just talking about what it's meant to the city of Denton. It makes me feel so good as a football coach that it helps, if it helps a little bit, the impression, the positive feelings that people have about Denton, Texas, because our football program is really on the rise and doing positive things. What a great thing that is. So all that in, you roll that in there and say, you know what, this is a really good time to be coming to North Texas. And even some young men that we didn't get gave us real consideration, not just a phone call, yeah, see you later, bye, goodbye. I'm talking about they took a real hard, strong look. And I don't base a lot of my decisions, and neither do my coaches, on who else is recruiting a young man. But when you get more and more young men that have lots of options and they're taking a good look at North Texas, who we kidding? That's a good thing. Yeah, we really did. We really did. And to come in and compete, the cupboard's not bare. We asked Dejan, asked McNulty. We got a couple guys here that we like a lot that really have tremendous upsides. But the starting quarterback and the MVP of the bowl champion North Texas Mean Green football team is gone. So you talk about wide open. And with Josh and Connor coming in here, I think it's going to be really fun for our fans, and it's going to be fun for us as coaches to watch the quarterback competition because there's a little bit of experience. So McNulty's played a little bit. Dejan's been on the scout team. We got two guys coming in here at mid-year that didn't come here to stand around. They want to compete. They want to play. They want to get on the field. Brock Berglund obviously didn't work out at North Texas. We wish him well, but that was a guy that we thought could come in here and compete for a job. It didn't work out. So we felt like it was really important to get somebody in here with some more experience, some game experience, more time of developing, more time of learning the game, more time of playing the game. And even though Josh got hurt and missed some time this year, he came back and had a phenomenal game in their bowl win, and we think he's a real good addition here to the program. Yeah, I mean, we can't talk about how he gets here. I think you probably know the NC2A rules. We're not allowed to talk about gray shirting. But we think if Chumley ends up coming to this program and it all works out that he ends up coming here, which I think is a real good chance that'll happen, his first meeting that he'll go to will be with Mike Canellis, quarterback. Mm-hmm. So he's gray shirting with Chumley? We're not allowed to comment on that type of thing. So, yeah, we look forward to hopefully getting him here someday. But they don't let us talk about it. The young men that decide to go that route, they can comment on it. Brett, to be honest with you, we can't. And we can't give any confirmation of that. But look forward to hopefully having him here with us.
Has everyone qualified academically?
Not yet, but that's not unusual. We think everybody will. But most of them are on track, in good shape with grades, test scores, class rank, all those things, Joe. And I'm not in the habit of bringing guys in here that don't qualify because then there's that void. So we have to feel really good that they're there right now. Most all these guys got to finish up as seniors, and the first thing we talk to them about is don't coast. Don't coast as an athlete. Don't coast in the classroom because you're getting ready to compete against Big 12, SEC, Big 10, Conference USA teams on the field, and you're going to go compete against these tremendous students of 37,000 in North Texas. So you get in bad habits because you coach and you don't do anything, you just mess around as a senior in your spring of the year, you're not getting ready for college. So we're really hoping these guys will all finish strong. And the track record since we've been here, as you know, is there's not many guys that, if any, that don't show up when practice starts. And I think this year will be another one of those classes.
Sounds like a lot of the athletes that you like, you got to see in these camps that you had. Just how much did the camps help you, having a chance for them to come visit university and also you get to see them?
Yeah, camps have been great for us. I'd never done satellite camps any place I've ever been at Iowa, Wisconsin, Iowa State, South Florida, never done any of those before. Any place I've ever been, we hosted the camps on our campus, and that was it. But we got to Texas, and with the exception, I think, of 2 or 3 Division I schools, and there's 12 of us, 12 Division I schools in Texas. The rest of us are all going around doing them. So we do them. It's headed up by Scotty Conley, who does a great job with our camp organization and where we go. When you start talking about 1,200 kids, that's a lot of guys when there's so many choices in the state of Texas to go to camps and all the surrounding states. But to get them there, to evaluate them, even without pads on, you still find out about them. You get eyes on them. You see them. You watch them compete. Sometimes you get to see their families as they come in and check them in, so you get a face with a name, and then evaluate and develop and recruit. And the two of them that we can do really in those camps is evaluate and recruit. And it's a real tool for that. And it's been really, really successful for us, and we got to build on it. We're always going to have two camps here, one in early in June, and then we have another Friday Night Lights in July. Those both have exploded with numbers. And then when we go out, whether it's near Austin or it's Houston or a Metroplex, which is so important to this program, we got to make it worth our time and get real good numbers. And so far, the response has been really good, really good.
Coach, do you have any spots left after this class? Did you use all of the scholarships?
No, we do have one. We do have one left, and we're not going to panic. As all of you know, there's guys that get overlooked even in the state of Texas. There's guys that may qualify late. There may be young men that have real good grades and a real good class rank, but they didn't quite hit that test score, or they didn't prepare for a test like sometimes they should. And then all of a sudden they come through with a real good test score like they should have the first time, and they qualify. So there's no panic here, and we're not worried about it. We're just going to take our time. And if there's a young man in the weeks and months ahead that we feel like could be a great fit in our system and our program and help us win big and challenge for championships and go to bowl games, great. We do have the papers to still sign one more young man. Anybody else?
You always have a player that fell to you that you didn't quite expect. And if you think of that player for a second, what was the reason that he gave you that he finally chose you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. And, when a young man is committed for a long time, I mentioned Tillman Johnson earlier and the great job Mike Kanellis did, but when a young man is committed to a school for a long time, it's never easy to, first of all, get your foot in the door to say, just come take a look. And we're able to do that with him, and he will always remain one of my favorites. I think he's going to go on and have a really good career, but just to give us a chance. It reminded me so much of Cyril Lemon, who was not committed to anyone when we recruited him, but he was done with recruiting when Mike Simmons and I got in that house and just talked to him about the future. Just give us a chance. Please just give us a chance. And he did. And it was very eerily similar to Tillman's situation. Just give us a chance to recruit you. But when he came in and he had this beautiful family and a mom and a dad and a brother, Terrence, that very likely will walk on in the program now. They were twin brothers. Terrence has been playing more basketball than football, but he's a tremendous young man. I got a feeling he'll be showing up here in a uniform too at North Texas. It's just a great story, great story. But when you're around as long as I have been, it's just easy to get really attached to young men when you see the character that I see. This program that we have at North Texas now just permeates with character, and you go, yeah, characters, that's great, fine, okay. Can they throw? Can they catch? Can they run? Can they tackle? Can they block? I know all that stuff. We all know they got to do that. But if you have a program of character and you take a program where we could have used all the things that hadn't been happening and used it as an excuse, or we could have taken all those things and make it our story, we made it our story. And it's a beautiful story. It was one of the great stories in college football this year. And I think a whole bunch of people and a lot of young men and their families around Texas are starting to take notice. So we're going to have a junior day on Saturday. We're turning right around. We got a whole bunch of young men that want to come look. And I found this out too, and I'll let you go if you don't have anything else. But I found this out through the years. After a real big breakthrough season, I've been through some big breakthrough seasons as an assistant and a coordinator and a head coach and all those things. Many times the results and the ramifications of that great season, sometimes you don't feel immediately through recruiting, but down the road you really feel it strong. And that's a good sign I think for us, because we really like this class. And I think there's bigger and better things to come in the future with this program and with recruiting. Anybody else? Appreciate everybody coming. My guys will be available over here afterwards, guys. Thanks a lot.